What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video, and this one is going to be the start of the Nashville show video. So today is Friday, February 28th. The show actually starts tomorrow, Saturday, February 29th. So my wife and I are getting ready here in a little bit to head to Nashville to the show. So we're going to spend the night there tonight, and then I'm going to get up super early and go to the show because the show I think starts at 8 a.m. So very, very early. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys some cards that I am bringing with me to the show. So I have a stack of cards here that I'm bringing with me for potential trades or just to sell myself. You know, you never know. Maybe if a dealer wants a card and we can't work out a trade, I could potentially sell that myself. But also I did narrow down the cards that I am taking for the Beckett RCR. So I wanted to show you guys those as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video. We're gonna flip it around and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm bringing. All right guys, so I narrowed down the cards that I'm taking for RCR to 5 cards. So I'm gonna take the Select Silver Gardner Minshew. I'm gonna take the Purple My House Zion. And then we have 2 of the hollow versions of Zion My House. And then the last one I am taking is the Blue Velocity that I pulled. So those are the 5 cards I'm gonna get RCR'd. And obviously we're hoping for 9.5s on all those. And if any of these My House inserts do 9.5, I will be pretty much looking to sell that, hopefully either at the show or on eBay. Or if any of y'all are interested, if any of those do get a 9.5, let me know. I basically want to sell one of those to pretty much pay for the rest of the submission. So 5 cards at 10 bucks a piece will be 50 bucks. And hopefully, like I said, if any of those get a 9.5 RCR, I would imagine those would go for at least $50. So that is the plan there. And let me scooch you guys up here. So these are just some of the cards that I am taking with me. Not really looking to sell or anything, but maybe help. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and scoot it back. Maybe potentially to help with trades. So we have our Blue Velocity LeBron, and I actually did pull 2 of those, so that is why I'm going to take 1. We have a Purple Kobe White, Purple Darius Garland, Hollow Lucas Simonik. We have our Pink Amethyst Stiebel, our Carson Edwards, and then I am going to go ahead and take this RJ. So for some potential bigger trade bait there. So we have our Orange Ice RJ that I pulled myself, and we do still have this card. So the rest of these cards are just kind of random. Some of these football cards I would definitely, be a little more willing to part with. So we have a Lamar out of the Black Friday packs, N'Keal Harry out of Origins, Bryce Love Kaboom. Then we have another Bryce Love out of Origins, and then one that I picked up for super cheap on eBay. I think this was like 10 bucks out of Obsidian, and this one is actually numbered to 7, so very cool there. We have a Marvin Bagley out of Contenders Optic. And then some of these that I would be a little more, unwilling to part with, but you never know if the right trade came along. So Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet Pink, numbered to 4. We have a Wendell Carter Gold out of Chronicles. Wendell Carter Checkerboard. And honestly, those 2 Wendell Carters, I might pull out of here. I really don't want to part with those. And then we do have, keep hitting the camera here, a couple more Wendell Carters. So he hasn't really, he's been hurt for a while. He was hurt his rookie season. He's been hurt this year. So I've kind of definitely slowed down on picking up his stuff, and I'm just not sure, what's going to go on with him. And I forgot about the green Ice Sekou. That is actually going to be another one for RCR. So that is 6 cards for RCR. Then we have a Kobe White Prism Fast Break. And then as you see there in the background, I did decide to let go of the Black Label Charizard. So this is on my eBay currently, and I'm gonna take this just in case anyone at the show is interested. So just have a lot of other stuff that I would rather pick up, or boxes that I would rather open than having this. So it is an amazing looking card, but I did decide I am ready to let this one go. So if anyone is interested in this, definitely let me know. And that is gonna do it for what all I am taking to the show. So definitely stay tuned. I'll get some clips when we leave and on the way there, and then I'll be sure to record a lot of stuff at the show. So stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, so just dropped my cards off at RCR. The line in there was insane, as you'll see from some of the clips, but I probably got in line about 6 a.m. before the show opened at 7, and they didn't show up until 7:30. So I was standing in line for quite a while, but we got that done. So now we're gonna check out some other buildings.
I haven't went down this road yet, but I know it's tough to get through down there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did too.
I will take a cheaper for 200.
All right, guys, just left the show. Finally got my cards back from RCR. So it was a super long day. My legs are so tired. I was standing up for about 8 hours straight. but I am just leaving the show, so just wanted to check in. So I'm headed back to Louisville, and I will check in when we get home and show you guys the pickups and then the RCR cards. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I made it back home. I am home in the card room here in Louisville, Kentucky. So just a little bit about the show before I get into the pickups and then the RCR results. So I know I mentioned in one of the clips that I got there at like a little after 6 a.m. They actually posted on Facebook the night before that they changed the opening time from 8 a.m. until 7 a.m. So I figured I would just get there nice and early and wait in line because I wanted to make sure I was really early for the RCR, because I did hear that they had RCR at a local card shop there in Tennessee the night before, and like 15 minutes into it, they had to cut it off because they were already at the limit. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I got there early, got my cards in, and that way I wouldn't have to wait all day to get them back, which I ended up having to wait a long time. But anyway, that is why I got at the card show so early. So I got there, like I said, a little bit after 6 a.m. I waited in line at the RCR. That is where I went immediately first thing to RCR, and they didn't show up until probably 7:30. So I waited in line over an hour to have my cards RCR'd. They took the cards, and I thought that they were going to cut it off at some point, cut the line off at some point, but they didn't. The line didn't end until probably around noon, I want to say. And then I ended up, a line started forming at like 1 p.m. So I hopped back in line and ended up waiting there like another hour, hour and a half for someone to come out of this room. They really had no instructions or direction at all. Everyone was very confused about the whole thing. But finally, the guy did come back out, and he had the results of some of the first people that dropped off their cards. So that was nice that I did get there early enough, and I didn't have to wait super, super long. So anyway, the show was awesome. It was a very, very big show. It was broken up into 3 different buildings. So like I said, I went to RCR first thing in the morning, so I didn't really have a chance to explain kind of how everything was set up. But it was in 3 different buildings, and you kind of had to walk outside at some points and to get to the other buildings. But there was a ton of vendors, met a ton of people who watched the videos, which was super, super cool. And that is actually what I'm going to start with on top. Someone met me at the show and said that they had something for me. So we'll just go ahead and get right into the pickups. And this is his Instagram handle. So at 54JLB70. Really enjoy the channel. Keep it up, 502 Frank, and his name is Luke. So I definitely appreciate that. I have not opened this up yet, so I have no idea what it is. I know he did say it wasn't anything crazy, but that is still very much appreciated anytime, you know, people want to give me stuff. So definitely appreciate it. So we start out with a Kobe Bryant, which is very cool. Oh, there's my guy Sekou. So base optic. There we go. Another one of my favorites, Donovan Mitchell. And then looks like we have an orange ice. Oh, wow. So an orange ice memorabilia card of Sekou. I actually do not have that. I have the regular orange ice, but did not, you know, pull or purchase the memorabilia orange ice. So that is awesome. I definitely appreciate that. So thank you very much. Go ahead and check him out on Instagram. I'll show that again real quick. And then we'll go ahead and get into some of the pickups. Now, I didn't make a ton of pickups. Like I said, I spent a lot of time at RCR, and then just I guess I didn't really see a ton that I was interested in, which, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I didn't really want to spend a ton of money, but these two I actually purchased from the same person, and I am definitely going to be sending both of these to PSA, because as PSA 10s, these both go for over $100, and I picked these up for $15 total. So a green Luka out of Status, and then a green Trey. So like I said, I know the Luka does around 125 to 150 as a PSA 10. The Trey does around 100 as a PSA 10. So these will definitely both be getting sent to PSA. And I asked the dealer who I bought them from if they had ever been submitted or for grading or anything, and he said no, they had not. So we're going to give those a shot. I'm super happy with those. And then also I will mention real quick, I forgot to mention this earlier, I did sell a card. So I brought a bunch of cards for potential trades and potentially to sell, but I wasn't really actively looking to sell. But this show kind of had a little bit of the national feel to it, where you walk around holding your cards, and the vendors are like, you selling? You looking to sell or anything like that? And I'm like, yeah, sure, you can take a look. So I had the dome box that you can see in the background there behind the cards, and I opened that up and let them look. And one dealer in particular, I will give them a shout out right here. They actually purchased the shiny Charizard card. So I brought that with me because I did say that I was ready to let that go, but I was absolutely not expecting to sell that at the show. And the guy that bought it was like, you know, I like to purchase kind of unique and different stuff. And I was like, well, I can pretty much guarantee that's the only one at this show. So I won't say exactly what I sold that for, but I will say I bought it on eBay for about $220, graded it for about $30. So I was in the card $250. And I will say that I did make over $1,000 on that card. So I couldn't pass that up. I had to let that go. So these next two pickups were definitely the steals of the show. I think the Luca and Trey were steals, but this was just absolutely insane. So I picked this up from a vendor for $40 total. The DeAndre Hunter Kaboom goes for over $100 alone, and then this one is about 50 or 60 bucks, and I got these for $40 total. And while I'm super happy about that, I'm actually kicking myself a little bit because they had a Giannis Kaboom, and I asked the price on it, and he said $50. And I'm like, okay, let me think about that. I really had no idea what these are going for. I know these are rare and they're case hits, but I really had no clue what they were going for. So I went and walked around a little bit, and then I pulled up eBay, checked the price, and I was like, holy cow. I definitely should have bought that card because those are going for over $300. And so I went back like a half hour later and was looking through the cards, and then I couldn't find it. I was like, did someone pick up that Giannis Kaboom? And he said, yeah. And I was so upset. But I can't complain too much because, I mean, obviously I got these for a ridiculous steal. But that Giannis would have been the steal of a lifetime, really. That's insane. A $50 card that sells for over $300. So there's those. And then I do have two more pickups, but I want to show this real quick. So Lion_cards, I know I've mentioned a lot on the channel. He picked up one Optic Fanatics box and pulled the green Zion. So he let me, he did not give this to me. He let me have this to send on my next BGS submission. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this for him. He's just doing one card. And speaking of that, the last one that I did probably about 3 weeks ago should be back this week. So be on the lookout for that. I got some really, really cool cards back, or is going to get some really, really cool cards back. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm going to send this on my next BGS submission. So the green Fanatics Zion, which is just an awesome, awesome card. And then before I do get into the RCR results, I do just want to show two more that I picked up at the show. And these are actually a little preview for the next series of the 502 Fire Packs. So we got a silver Lonnie Walker Prism, which is just an awesome looking card. And then one of the few autos that will be in the Series 3, a Colin Sexton Fast Break Auto PSA 10. So there you go. There's a little sneak peek of some of the cards that will be in the next series of the Fire Packs. And that will be coming this next week. I'm waiting on 3 more cards, and they are 3 of like the biggest cards. So I'm very excited. I'll probably show those potentially when I make the announcement that they're live. So be on the lookout for that coming this week, probably Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So that is all the pickups I made. Didn't make a ton of pickups, but very, very, very quality pickups in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And then for the RCR results, a lot of people gave me mixed feelings on RCR, whether to do RCR or not. And honestly, I'm kind of happy that I did it because, like I said, these cards were not like super high end or anything. And I did get 3 out of the, I submitted 5 cards and 3 out of the 5 came back as 9s. So I'm happy that I did this and I didn't waste more time and money sending to BGS just to get a 9 back. So we'll go ahead and get into this. The My House Optic Holo of Zion did get a 9. So that is the first one there. And then, unfortunately, the Sekou Green Fanatics got a 9. And this, in my opinion, was the highest percentage chance of any Sekou card that I have, Sekou Prism card that I have, of getting a 9.5, and it got a 9. So I definitely will not be submitting any of my Sekou cards in the future. I really thought that had a good shot at a 9.5, but that's one of the things about RCR. You don't know why it got a 9. They don't do the subgrades like they do on the other BGS slabs. So I really have no idea why that got a 9. But there is that one. And then the next one, this one was probably the one that I was really hoping for the most, that it would get a 9.5. So this is the Optic Blue Velocity Zion. And that one unfortunately did get a 9 as well. I'm guessing this one is probably because of the centering. The centering is definitely not perfect on here. I figured the centering was probably a 9, and I was really hoping that the surface edges and corners would bump that up, but clearly it did not. So that is a 9. And now getting into the 2 that did get a 9.5. First up is the Gardner Minshew Select Field Level. So really like this card. I'm probably going to end up actually going ahead and sending this one to BGS and getting that 9.5. And then the next one, the other Optic Hollow My House. And I said earlier, the other one got a 9. This one got a 9.5. I have absolutely no idea what the difference is on these cards. I guess it potentially something on the surface they saw. I really have no idea, but I mean, it's an identical card, so you got me. I have no clue. The centering on the back, I guess the centering on the back on this one is a little, like a hair off on that border there. And that one looks really good. So I guess maybe the centering on the back, I don't know. But anyway, so those are the 2 9.5s that I got. And like I said, I'm probably going to send this one to BGS. And then this one, I'm not sure. I might go ahead and list this on eBay just to get the money back for the whole submission. So this was $50 total. And I'm thinking I could probably get maybe 75 out of that one. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see what I decide to do. But that is going to do it. I hope you guys did enjoy the clips from the show and then this recap. I had a lot of fun at the show. Like I said, I met a ton of people, probably at least 15 to 20 people I met at the show that said they watched the videos, which is so awesome. I definitely appreciate everyone who said hello. And that is going to do it for the video. So I have a lot more videos coming this week. So definitely stay tuned for those, and I will see you soon.